Today, we close out our series on UFO disinformation. We'll meet John Lear and Phil Schneider and discuss their mission to turn the American public against the federal government, expanding on the theories and ideas put forth by Paul Bennewitz. We'll break down their document entitled UFO Cover-Up, exploring some of their interesting and ridiculous thoughts. And finally, who the hell is Thomas Costello? I'm Mike.
I'm Ian.
And I'm Dave. If you didn't realize that there were hundreds of underground alien bases around the world, stick around. Keep your eyes open. Maybe there's one under your house. This is Necronomipod. Ian, as much as I appreciate you being here to wrap this up with part 3 of this series, should you not be in Mexico as the official MUFON representative investigating the awesome claims that have been made recently regarding aliens?
You would think that I would be there.
I was almost certain you would be there.
He sends people at this point, I
Yeah,
think.
doesn't have to go himself.
Yeah, they just tell me what's going on. They report back.
You're abreast of the situation.
Yeah.
What do you think about those things? Crazy looking little clay aliens.
I'm skeptical.
You mean clay-aliens?
Yeah, this was like their first kind of government hearing, like an open hearing on UFOs.
They came out shooting.
Yeah, and then someone just wheeled out a fucking alien mummy.
It's fucking wild.
If it was real, that's the craziest way to go about it.
Yeah. Oh, look what we have.
What if that is how it turns out? Like that's legit. It's a
Yeah.
shoot. And they're just like, oh,
Dude.
here we go.
Those things are wild looking.
Mm-hmm. It reminds me of the alien skeleton, like the mummified alien from back in the early 2000s that Dr. Stephen Greer put his stamp of approval on.
Oh, yeah.
He was out there toting that thing around. It is ridiculous looking. But I fell for it back in the day, the early 2000s. I'm like, fuck yeah, this is great.
Like, that technology doesn't exist to fake this. That's real.
And then I, came to realize that
It's
Stephen Greer is
a
a
work.
fucking con man, but
It was a work. Oh, yeah. Yep.
I remember this thing. Oh, yeah. That's awesome. That's very similar to what we saw today, I think.
so I'm
Kind of.
skeptical.
It's in the neighborhood.
Yeah, similar.
All right.
It would be so funny if it was real though. First ever public UFO hearing.
That's
There's
how
like,
it goes down.
here we have a fucking mummy. What do you guys got?
You guys got shit.
Your move, rest of the world. We should also do a little peek behind the curtain. We're recording this episode like the day this information came out, but I think by the time this episode releases, it's going to be like a week or two from now.
Oh yeah.
So who the fuck knows
That's true.
what's going to come out? Like this might have all blown up by then, but we were trying to get a little ahead of schedule for a change. And
Those might have been sleeper aliens, and they could have killed the whole world by now.
this might be the last
signaling the
recording
mothership.
about
Yeah.
it. So anyways, don't blame us. This information came out like hours ago. Settle
The
your
world will
fucking tea
be
kettles.
over by then. Like the world will have come to an end in this recording.
Wouldn't that be crazy?
It'll just be floating out there somewhere.
Someone will hear it someday.
Thousands of years later.
Wow. They'll think we killed the world.
I'm all right with that. I can live with that.
We'll take our place in history. Could be worse things, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah. Those guys killed the world.
I just don't want anyone coming at us like, oh, you fucking idiots. That came out as a hoax, days ago. Well,
Right.
This was recorded days before that, days ago, motherfucker. We're doing a get ahead. Got to make up for all of Dave's vacation time.
Well, you know what?
Well, speaking of UFOs and information,
So where we left off on part 2, Paul Bennewitz had been driven to the point of having a complete mental breakdown by Air Force OSI disinformation agent Richard Doty, as well as the NSA. This resulted in Paul's family having him committed to a psychiatric facility and Paul losing his business, Thunder Scientific. We also talked about Paul's document, Project Beta, that he sent out in 1988 to top politicians, including President Reagan, as well as every UFO organization out there. So Paul's ideas were now circulating through the UFO community. Project Beta and Paul's time living with claimed abductee Myrna Hansen laid the foundation for a lot of aspects of UFO lore. Based on where Paul had been led by Doty, the NSA, and Myrna Hansen, he talked about a joint operation of humans and aliens working side by side at a base under the Archuleta Mesa in Dulce, New Mexico. He brought up the idea of some type of technology transfer between the U.S. and aliens. Not sure where that, if he came up with that on his own or if Doty put that in his head or what. We talked about how Doty got his hooks into Linda Moulton Howe, which put the idea of aliens being our creators out into the world. All of the base was laid out in part 2, and now we're kind of going to get into that next layer of the UFO community, in which this is really a victory lap for Doty and whoever assigned him for all this, because this stuff is exactly what they wanted to have happen.
Do we ever talk about what became of Paul Bennewitz? He died in 2003.
Yeah, he never
recovered from any of that, huh?
I think we touched on that in part 2.
Did we?
I think,
I
we said
couldn't
all
remember.
That. Yep.
Yeah, and his business was done.
Threw it all away.
I view Paul as a victim. When they started doing, like when the NSA put that radio tower and intercepted, blocked him from hearing it on the Air Force Base, and they started sending fake alien messages to him. At that point, I'm like, okay, Paul is, I feel a victim in this now.
I think you make that case.
Like, this didn't need to happen.
Yeah.
I for sure think he was a victim. He kind of went a little off the rails, but I don't know if it necessarily would have ruined his life and sent him to a hospital and ruined his business or, cost him his business if it wasn't for that interference.
Yeah.
So I agree.
I don't know if he would have got to the point where he was like holding a gun and, not showering and stuff.
He was wrapping a car in tinfoil.
Yeah.
That was pre-government involvement.
Yes, that is true. Never mind. I take that back. He was already holding a gun. Pulling Dr. Sprinkle into the house.
I wish Dr. Sprinkle was here with us tonight.
Rest in peace.
I thought Dave had an audio of him. Apparently he doesn't. I was hoping he had some yodeling clip.
I do.
All right. Well,
maybe a limerick or something. I don't know.
At least I thought you would have had the Ricola commercial.
Fail.
I'm sorry. Ricola!
So starting off with John Lear. Lear's a really interesting guy and seemed to be a genuine believer in the UFO phenomena. He just kind of took the ball and rolled with it. He was a longtime guest on Coast to Coast, but he did do flying missions for the CIA, so who knows? He might be in on this too. I don't know. Lear was born on December 3rd, 1942 to John Olson Lear, who was the founder of Learjet. So from an early age, John Lear was all about aviation, stuff like he flew his first plane at 14 years old. I was reading about him, fun fact, in August of 1966, he flew the jet for the Byrds, band from back in the day, and they wrote the song 242 Foxtrot based on that flight. And you can hear, I guess you can hear John Lear's voice sampled in that song.
I assume he was loaded, wealthy, loaded.
I would think so.
Oh, yeah.
As much as I am afraid of heights, how cool would it be to be able to fly a plane? And you had your own personal plane. Like, what's this? You can go anywhere you want to go.
Anytime.
Yeah. Just to be able to take yourself there, like that would be so fucking cool. It
would. I'm just not a big fan of small planes.
Well, you make enough money, pal. It doesn't have to be a small plane.
Like if you have a bigger private jet, but those small fucking 4-seater Cessnas and
I was in a few years ago. I went to my buddy's bachelor party in Philadelphia. Shout out to Idle, listener of the show. And a few of us went on one of those very small private planes. My other buddy had a connection to the plane. It was the size of an SUV.
Fuck that.
Nope.
1, 2, 3, 5-seater. And like by that I mean like you're in like a Suburban.
Yeah.
Like that's what it was like inside.
Yeah.
Standing outside next to it, you're almost taller than the plane.
Yeah.
That being said, once you're up in the air, it was like, I don't know, it felt the same as everything else, other than like I could reach my arm out and almost like tickle the pilot's neck. You know what I mean? Like from like the back seat, I'm just like, tickling.
Coochie.
Fortunately,
Mike, now I'm a pilot. I'm trying to fly. Stop.
Somebody brought
Fucking my wife.
Somebody brought a bottle of Crown. And that short flight to Philly, I had, I think, 2 triples of Crown. Certainly helped. Felt fantastic. It's like 8 a.m. I was feeling great when we landed.
Sure.
But definitely a weird experience.
Yeah.
Like you're getting into this thing like almost you're getting into an SUV, and you're like, wait, this is taking me in the air? Wait a second.
That's
now.
a little small for me.
But
That's what
anyways.
she said.
But if you could fly it yourself, if it was just you,
If I was in charge and I
you're
was
controlling
flying,
the whole
I'd be
thing.
a little more comfortable.
because who cares what's behind you? All you're seeing is out the front, right? You're
yeah.
flying the thing. There's a lot of math, I think, involved in flying a plane, and that's not for me.
Those little planes crash a lot, though.
They do.
Yeah.
It's quite frequent.
Is it the plane or is it the pilot?
It's a combination of both, I think.
Is it? Maybe. I don't know.
I don't even like flying in the smaller regional jets, like where, like a 1 and 2 seat configuration. Those are a little small for me.
I get more so just claustrophobic on those. That's what bothers me more so
Yeah,
than
exactly.
the fear of. At that point, if I'm getting claustrophobic, take the fucking thing down. Like I need to stop feeling this way. Just end it. But yeah, you want that bigger. At least give me that 2-3.
Yeah,
Yeah, like, give me that.
at a minimum.
All right, so that's our thoughts on aviation. I do like watching those videos of people like taking off with like the Air Force or the Navy, and they're like passing out like from the oxygen. They're just or the G's or whatever, and they just go down. I would love to try something like that too, but I know I would just be unconscious the entire time. I don't think I'd be able to handle it.
Some good video out of the deal.
Maybe so.
On December 29th, 1987, Lear started posting to Paranet, which was an early bulletin board system for people interested in the paranormal and UFOs. His first postings were putting forth the idea that movies like E.T. and Close Encounters of the Third Kind were really just government-sponsored movies to get the public more comfortable with the idea of aliens, which that's not really a hard theory to get to that one. Everyone knew that J. Allen Hynek headed Project Blue Book. He's my favorite UFO guy, and he flipped to become a believer and researcher. Steven Spielberg brought Hynek in on Close Encounters of the Third Kind to advise him on how to make the movie as realistic as possible.
There you go.
First
Remember that from that
communication. Yeah. It's like the
that
Simon
movie. It was
Says
good,
thing.
yeah. Do, 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 do.
Is that the theme from Harry Potter?
Yeah, that's what it is. That's the secret code to get into Hogwarts.
Oh, I knew it.
But so if you're really into UFO, and that's still a big, concept or a big thing that people point to is like, why'd you bring Hynek in on this movie?
It's a little different.
Mm-hmm.
That's a cool tie-in. I'm not sure I knew that.
So
What
like
was Project Blue Book again, real quick, for people?
that was the government's their way to explain UFO sightings. So they had like multiple ones going. They had the Project Sign, then Project Grudge. Those were to research it, and then it turned into Blue Book to explain it all.
And Hynek was a legitimate scientist, so it was their way of kind of
He's like,
legitimizing what they put out.
right. He was a astrophysicist.
Yeah.
And then he was part of Project Grudge researching it. I think he was part of Project Sign too, but his job for Blue Book was pretty much to debunk everything.
Mm-hmm.
He became a full believer, and by the time he died, he was of the theory that this is all interdimensional,
Which is where you are sitting right now.
Yeah.
With that same belief as the owner of MUFON.
Yep.
What does that tell you?
Well, I hope you're not asking him because he's not going to answer that at this time.
He can't. He's forbidden.
Yeah.
Contractually. And by alien treaty.
By alien tree.
Yeah, so that whole scene with them meeting the aliens and everything. That Hynek was an advisor on that. And we'll talk about Holloman Air Force Base briefly, where there was supposedly a meeting and an exchange between like a UFO landing, and it was filmed, and aliens came out, very similar to Close Encounters.
That's a cool movie if you've never seen it.
Mm-hmm. But
Mike,
I have, of course, not seen that.
That's crazy. It's a really good movie.
Close Encounters, it's called.
of the third kind.
Okay.
Not the second kind. The
Is
third
Sharon
kind.
Stone in that one?
Sharon Stone is not.
I'm not interested.
Which Hynek came up with the Close Encounters system.
Okay.
So it's even weirder that the movie is named after his, system. I get where they get this idea from.
Yeah.
Lear continued to post these ideas to Paranet, which for the most part, no one took him serious until Bill Cooper got onto Paranet. We don't have time to go into Bill Cooper. He's a whole episode on his own. We talked about him on the Oklahoma City bombing series. He wrote the book Behold a Pale Horse, which doubles as a book for UFO people and far-right conspiracy theorists. Terry Nichols was real into that book. That's why we talked about it on that series.
Did the white supremacist Elmer Fudd, did he like that book too?
Yeah, they're all big fans of Bill Cooper.
I love that book.
Bill Cooper he died in a shootout over
I was going to mention that.
over his taxes. He was a big
Jesus.
what do they call them? Sovereign citizens.
Yeah.
He was big into that.
Well, like shitty citizens.
He shot a deputy in the head and they're like, nope, you're done.
I don't abide by your laws. I'm going to shoot you. You're not my police officer.
So Bill Cooper posted to Paranet in early summer of 1988, and according to his first post, in 1966, he was serving aboard the USS Tiru when he and other Navy personnel witnessed a metal craft, quote, larger than a football field, repeatedly go in and out of the water. Bill Cooper said that he was told by his superiors to never talk about the incident, which that sounds like it could be true based on things we're finding out today.
Yeah, exactly.
But after reading this post, Lear reached out to Cooper, which kicked off a collaboration between the two and got people to pay attention. Up until this point, the UFO world distrusted the government, as in they were covering up the existence of alien life, stuff like Roswell, stuff like Linda Moulton Howe, where she is like, we need to help the environment, and if we have this technology, let's put it to use to fix the planet. But there weren't really any political sides taken or anything like that. When Lear and Cooper teamed up, they were the first to really drive home that the idea should be that you shouldn't be afraid of aliens, what they are going to bring to the table. You should be afraid of the U.S. government. We talked about the Majestic 12 documents. We have that whole episode.
Available in the archives.
You haven't done that in a while.
Brought it back.
Like it.
Those documents were already out there, but they were peaceful. It was a team that was set up to go recover crashed UFOs. There was no threat from the government to hurt citizens, anything like that. And Lear and Cooper made Majestic 12 more sinister.
Good movie.
Sinister?
Mm-hmm.
That is a good movie.
Mm-hmm.
That's all.
Oh.
Is there a Majestic 12 movie people should watch?
No. Lear posted a document to Paranet titled The UFO Cover-Up.
What is Paranet? Have you already explained that, or for imbeciles like me who don't know?
It's a really early bulletin board system.
Like an online, but it can't be an online thing, right? This is the fucking
This is the 87.
Like
where,
late 80s.
What was this posted to? Like, what is Paranet?
It's like a bulletin board system, like the early iterations of the internet, like offshoots from ARPANET.
Okay.
That's how I understood it.
I don't understand any of that, but I'm assuming our listeners might.
You dial into a bulletin board and like two people can be on at the same time, and it's all text-based stuff, and you can post articles, and it's kind of the precursor to the modern internet.
Can log in and
look at your material later.
And Al Gore invented that, right?
Al Gore was on a Senate or whatever committee that funded ARPANET, so guy gets a lot of flack for that. It's not really what he meant, but...
But what did he say?
Taken out of context a lot of times. But his wife can go eat a bag of dicks, though.
She was the one that like trying to stop all the rock bands, right?
Yeah.
She was all
PMRC.
censorship. Yeah. I learned about Tipper Gore from Behind the Music. The
There you
VH1
go.
show.
There you go.
Every band wanted to fucking destroy her.
Well, and Dee Snider from Twisted Sister went in there looking like a maniac, and he's probably the smartest person that spoke on the whole thing. He's very eloquent.
Well, he's one of the smartest guys in rock and roll.
It was
right?
awesome.
Like, Dee Snider's
He just dressed them
guy.
all down and was like, "Oh, Dee Snider just had your lunch."
He's a very well-spoken guy.
Oh yeah,
I believe he went to high school or is somehow closely tied through high school with Mick Foley.
Oh, really?
And Mick Foley also was on the same wrestling team in high school with actor Kevin James. Those Long Island boys out there.
Right.
Anywho, that's all I got.
Good stuff.
That's all I got.
Dee Snider's super cool though.
Yeah, for sure.
I'd love to hang out with him. He'd be another
yeah.
fun one.
Oh yeah.
Who we say last week? Idris Elba, Dee Snider. Putting together a nice little dinner guest list here. Be some fun conversations.
I host that meal.
That'd be some good conversations. Ian Kanye is not invited. I'm sorry.
No, that's all right.
He would ruin the whole thing.
He would.
Pusha T is though.
Yeah, we'll throw Pusha T on. That'll be fun.
Okay. I'll allow that.
So Lear posted this document, and I'm sure Bill Cooper had a hand in it, but we're going to kind of break down the relevant parts of this document and see how Lear expands on all of those vague ideas that Paul Bennewitz was led to believe in. And this is where we're getting into where it's a victory lap for Doty, because now we're seeing those ideas expanded on, and they get really stupid, and they continue to get more and more stupid as we go through this episode.
And they hide the real picture.
One of the things he wrote was, quote, during the late 60s or early 70s, Majestic 12, representing the U.S. government, made a deal with these creatures called EBINs, which are extraterrestrial biological entities. There's also ideas out there like the one alien that we recovered from Roswell, the one that's supposedly alive in some of those stories. He's just EBIN. Like, that's what he was called.
Oh, okay.
He is the sole alien that we've ever known of. His name is EBIN for...
It's a nice name.
It's all right.
Is he cousins with Ivan from the Dyatlov Pass?
No.
No. Okay.
I see how you got there, though.
Close, though. All right.
Ivan killed all those kids by the lake. Slaughtered them.
He went on to write, the deal was that in exchange for technology they would provide to us, we agreed to ignore the abductions that were going on to suppress information on cattle mutilations. The EBINs assured Majestic 12 that abductions, usually lasting about 2 hours, were merely the ongoing monitoring of developing civilizations. In fact, the purposes for abductions turned out to be insertion of a 3mm spherical device through the nasal cavity of the abductee into the brain.
3mm spherical device. That's pretty above average, right, guys? Right? That's pretty above average, right, guys?
Honestly, I went to school in America, so I could not tell you what a millimeter measured up to.
Seems pretty above average to me. To be stuck up anything, I think.
The device is used for the biological monitoring, tracking, and control of the abductee. Implementation of a post-hypnotic suggestion to carry out a specific activity during a specific time period, the actuation of which occurs within the next 2 to 5 years.
Hey, you, subscribe to Necronomicon. Let Mike fuck your wife. In 2 years.
Termination of some people so they could function as sources of biological materials and substances. Termination of individuals who represent a threat to the continuation of their activity.
I thought they were preaching you shouldn't fear the aliens. That seems pretty scary to me.
Yeah, the alien sounds scary in this part, but it always goes back to the U.S. government. It's like, well, look what your government agreed to, kind of thing. So yeah, aliens are always going to be scary, but you know who's scarier is the government, because they're cool with all this stuff.
I did read
the
those.
The initial threat is the government, not the aliens. Like the government's the ones that we really should be going after.
And the
afraid
deals
of.
they made with the aliens.
Right. Because you can fight the government We can't fight these aliens at this point.
I read these two had a falling out at some point anyway, so I'm sure they didn't agree on everything.
No, Bill Cooper is a fucking nutcase.
Yeah.
I mean, he died in a shootout over taxes. The next one that he has in there is the Ebens have a genetic disorder in that their digestive system is atrophied and not functional. Some speculate that they were involved in some type of an accident or nuclear war, or they were possibly on the backside of an evolutionary genetic curve. In order to sustain themselves, they use an enzyme or hormonal secretion obtained from the tissue they extract from humans and animals. So this is getting into reasoning for why they do the cattle mutilations. He also brings up human mutilations at one point, which is like a whole different thing.
You know who else is on the backside of an evolutionary genetic curve?
Who's that?
Declan.
I have taken him to 6 different doctors at this point to try to figure out what's going on with that guy.
Nothing.
Can't find they are befuddled by what they see with him.
Disgusted?
Some, 2 or 3 of them disgusted. Been thrown out of one of them, one of the doctor's offices. But, when you're, digging in your own asshole while the doctor's trying to talk to you, like that's going to happen. But yeah, I don't know. We don't know what's going on with that guy.
Yeah. We might never know.
Yeah. We might have to just put him down. I think we have to put him down here soon. We're going to have that conversation, guys. Yeah. It's going to be tough, but maybe we'll bring in, Destiny with the huge tits, huge cans. What did I say? Huge cans.
Yeah.
The huge cans. Bring in Destiny.
We have to go to Oregon where that's legal. I'm not sure we can do that in Ohio.
Oh, I've got some doctors lined up. They're ready to put him down.
This next part is a big callback to part 2. And I think it's the biggest piece of evidence to prove that this disinformation worked, and it actually worked its way through this whole community. Remember, under hypnosis, Myrna Hansen told Paul when she was abducted and taken to an underground base, she saw tanks with human body parts suspended in a thick liquid. That's super specific. He wrote about a sergeant that had gone missing and was discovered dead, and he gets into that I don't know if it's true or not, but he talks about how this guy's genitals had been removed, stuff like that, stuff that's in line with cattle mutilations. But then he said, quote, "The various parts of the body are taken to various underground laboratories, one of which is known to be near the small New Mexico town of Dulce. This jointly occupied CIA alien facility has been described as enormous, with huge tiles that, quote, go on forever. Witnesses have reported huge vats filled with an amber liquid with parts of human bodies being stirred inside."
Foster's beer is like an amber liquid that tastes like there's body parts being stirred around inside.
I think it's kangaroo parts.
Is that what they brew it with? Kangaroo parts?
For the few who are lucky enough to defeat one in a physical altercation. You know who they can't defeat in Australia? Emus.
Nope. Lost that one.
More of that on patreon.com/Necronomipod. Learn all about the Great Emu War of Australia. Spoiler alert, the Australian Army lost.
Twice.
It's because us Yankees weren't there to support them and help them through another war.
So you mentioned there about human mutilations in addition to cattle mutilations. Like, what were they doing to the humans?
It's a really obscure thing in the UFO world. I heard an episode on Art Bell, or Art Bell did an episode with a guest that was talking all about human mutilations. Sounds fucking scary, and it's just like the cattle ones. John Lear specifically said that this guy's quote, his genitals had been removed, rectum cored out, and a surgically precise plug up the colon, eyes removed, and all blood removed, again with no vascular collapse. From some of the evidence, it is apparent that this surgery is accomplished, in most cases, while the victim, animal or human, is still alive.
She just used some propofol. Propofol took me right straight up to booty hole heaven.
Declan!
There's no need to do that stuff while
Get him out of here!
Propofol.
See, that's what I mean. We got to put Declan down.
Propofol's the highway to booty hole
Stop
heaven.
saying all of these words. You're not welcome in this studio. My least favorite guest, fucking Michael Jackson.
He's been showing up a lot lately.
Yeah, uninvited. Why? He has nothing better to do. He's one of the greatest selling artists of all time. He could literally be anywhere. Why is he in this fucking basement with us tonight? Jesus Christ.
Nope. Booty hole.
The last thing that Lear said in this document that was that's relevant to Paul Bennewitz and the Dulce thing. Quote, according to some, there was an altercation between the U.S. military and the aliens at the Dulce laboratory. A special armed forces unit was called in to try and free a number of our people trapped in the facility who had become aware of what was really going on. According to one source, 66 of the soldiers were killed in the effort.
According to some, that's like saying, people are saying.
Mm-hmm. Everyone's talking about.
Well, I've never heard of this battle, so.
You're about to hear about it.
I'm looking.
You're going to learn today.
I want to know. So what ended up happening to Lear?
He died last year.
Okay.
He's, I don't know, like
hung out, had dad's money, right, from the Learjet company.
Always stuck with the UFO stuff. He was always on coast to coast, even up until, after Art died, like George Norrie times he would be on there.
I saw a picture of him and G. Gordon Liddy when I was looking into him a little bit, so it's interesting.
Who knows what is, he did fly some things for the CIA, so he might be a disinformation person, but
yeah.
In my mind, all of these people are Richard Doty. Have we ever seen them all in the same room?
Is he inhabiting their bodies, or he's just playing different parts?
He's wearing a mask.
I don't think we could challenge that. I mean, could the CIA or the military disinformation unit not put Doty in different disguises? I've watched like 3 different documentaries with Richard Doty in them, and he's looked different in every single fucking one of them.
The mustache,
yeah.
And at least one, that porn stash was gone. That fantastic, delicious looking porn stash.
I'm Richard Doty. I'm Richard Doty. I'm Richard Doty.
Right. You think you know, but you have no idea. This is the MTV Diary of Richard Doty. Remember that show?
Yeah.
That Britney Spears one was porn to me.
Yeah.
No, but probably. I don't recall that specifically, but I'm sure it was.
Speaking of MTV, I saw the other day. Do you remember the Redman Cribs?
Mm-hmm.
Where they showed up and he's just in his 2-bedroom apartment. That's the funniest fucking shit.
I've never seen
Oh
that
my
one.
God, you got to watch that.
It's real ridiculous.
Like just in like New York or something, like a 2-bedroom apartment.
And he's in Staten Island, right?
I think so.
Is that like what is supposed
There's
to
shit
be a
everywhere.
joke?
He's got this little TV. He's like, it's where I play my Nintendo and stuff.
Yeah, there was this stuff thrown everywhere.
So like he just took a shit on it, right? Like he was just.
But I guess they went with it. They
Taking
showed
the
up with
piss
the
out of
whole
it?
film crew, and then they let them in, and they're like, they had to regroup outside, and I guess they decided to go forward with it. It is the best Cribs ever. Got to watch
I don't
that.
think I've ever seen that one.
all those producers are probably outside like, what the fuck are we supposed to do?
Like his buddy was sleeping on the couch or on the floor. Like, it's awesome.
I love that.
So this document posted by Lear set the stage for the first really popular UFO charlatan, Phil Schneider. Phil started giving lectures mainly to survivalists and militia groups. He was real big into drumming up the fear that the U.S. government was coming to take away everyone's guns. Phil always kept that theme, even when he shifted to UFOs and this whole Dulce base narrative. If you listen to his old lectures about this stuff, he always circles back around to the thing you better do is keep yourself armed against the government.
Yep, they're knocking on my door all the time. Give me your gun. Give me your gun. Like, get out of here. You can't have my gun. Give me your gun.
They just leave. So
Yeah,
we'll see you
"All right,
tomorrow.
We'll come back later. Better have your gun ready.
It's kind of like Mrs. Hildebrand a little bit.
Hello, it's the government.
she's never been to
I'm
my
trying
door.
to reach your gun. I'm coming to take your gun. You better be ready.
The bank's coming to take your gun now.
We're partnering with the government for the gun confiscation program, and I'm coming to take your gun. We're giving away $5 KFC gift cards for every gun you turn in, so Please give me your gun.
When I was writing this outline, I was going to type presumably, but it's so stupid. Phil Schneider had to 100% read John Lear's Paranut post and Paul's Project Beta, and then just expanded on both of them. Because Phil said in 1979 he was working for Morrison Knudsen on a geology team digging into the Archuleta Mesa to build shafts for a future military underground base. Phil said that the drills kept breaking whenever they were digging into whatever this was. It was unnaturally hard.
It's like Mike.
Naturally hard?
Unnaturally hard.
Well, sometimes.
Like superhuman, if you will.
It depends. Sometimes.
Finally, they got a drill to break through, and soot-filled air blew up from the hole and smelled like rotten food. Phil, being super brave, volunteered to go down into the hole and see what was going on down there. Also keep in mind, because this was like a secret military operation, Phil said that there were Green Berets there, but he was the bravest person on the scene to go down into that hole.
Oh, of course he was.
Random geologist.
They should have just showed a news story about Evel Knievel dying, and then they would have broke right through there. It would have been super soft immediately. He could have drilled right through the cave.
When Phil got inside the hole, he was met face to face with a 7-foot tall gray alien. Phil panicked, grabbed his gun, and started shooting. He killed that alien, but there was another one not far off that shot Phil with a cobalt nuclear gun, resulting in 2 of Phil's fingers being blown off of his left hand.
Is that a thing? A cobalt nuclear gun?
We'll talk about it in a little bit.
Okay.
One of the Green Berets was close behind and was able to get Phil out of the cavern, but the other Green Berets weren't so lucky, and 66 of them died in this battle.
I heard that number somewhere before.
Might have been like 5 minutes ago. John Lear.
Is this Phil? Was he a former Green Beret? Did he have military training? Is he a badass? Is he?
No, everything that he says is a lie.
Oh, well.
We'll talk
He's
about
a liar, Dave. He's a trained liar.
We'll talk about Phil's psychological issues that he has.
Okay.
Those 2 fingers that were shot off by the cobalt nuclear weapon, they were not shot off by a nuclear weapon. He cut them off in a psychotic break.
Oh,
Yikes.
that's aggressive.
There was also another story that it got ran over. Somebody close to him said they got ran over by a car or something, but he did not get them shot off by a nuclear weapon.
Where 66 military men died. Okay.
In Phil's story, what happened here was that the U.S. military had accidentally drilled into an underground alien base that had been in operation for 400 years. So now, because an alien had been killed, all this chaos happened, the U.S. government had to make a deal with the Greys. Because what were we going to do about it?
Nothing.
Yeah. The deal John Lear wrote about, that's what Phil was going for here, but he gave it a name, and he called it the Grenada Treaty.
Okay.
And that's still going on. Like that's
still in force.
Yeah, I think so.
All right.
As far as I know.
Does it have some of the same elements, like allowing them to do the mutilation and the abductions?
Yeah.
The whole
Phil
whole thing.
It's
He
the
just
whole
gave
thing.
a name to it.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, he just put the name on it. I was like, actually, I know the name of this.
Oh, well, that's good of him because no one knew the name. It was just that treaty out
He
there.
enlightened us.
Yeah.
You could find this in history books, right?
We didn't know what to
Now
call it
we
before.
can look it up and find it and be like, oh, it's the what, how do you pronounce it? The Grada Treaty?
I've missed an N. It's the Grenada Treaty.
Oh, it is the Grenada. Okay, Grenada Treaty.
Next time you're at the Smithsonian, go check all the documentation.
First thing I'm
about
going
it.
for.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Excuse me, where's your Grenada Treaty documents? Oh, you don't know? Oh, you don't have you're not security cleared. Okay, well, I am. I have a media badge, Necronomicon.
Oh, it's the Library of
Can
Congress?
I speak to your superior, please? Clearly, you are a know-nothing,
Plebe.
pencil neck geek. Get the fuck out of here. Let me speak to your boss. I want to see the real documents. I'm being tased on CNN, just in the fucking Smithsonian.
I'd pay to see that.
Causing a ruckus.
That Mike getting tased at the Smithsonian? That's awesome.
Doing an investigatory.
Free Mike Nowapod. Free Mike Nowapod. We'll storm the Capitol. Free him now.
If they tase me, I'll just die. That'll be it. I'll just die. How'd he die? He was tased. He just gave up so quickly. Like his heart just stopped. He died. He put up no fight.
That's your tombstone. He gave up.
He gave up.
Just give up.
Yeah, just give up. It would be like Bukowski's Don't Try.
That's right. Don't try.
He gave up. He tried. He gave up. See what happens?
Phil is most known for his lecture at the 1995 Preparedness Expo. You can find that one all over the place online. And he laid out all kinds of shit. According to Phil, as of 1995, there were 131 active secret underground bases in the United States and 1,477 around the world. All the bases in the United States were connected by magnetic levitation trains that can reach speeds of Mach 2.
That would be fantastic. Why can't we have that?
You're not allowed.
That's 1,500 miles an hour.
Sounds fucking awesome.
I can go anywhere every day. Can't we make that happen? What do you mean you're not allowed?
Well,
Stop it.
the government said so. Or the aliens running the show down there said so.
I want that. Can you imagine?
It'd be sweet.
No, I
Or even high-speed rail like in real countries, like in Japan.
Yeah, we'll just take what Japan
Yeah,
has.
just give us real
Fucking
train
awesome.
service.
awesome.
Fuck.
Yeah, give me that.
Well, they were going to build a train here, I don't know, what, 10, 15 years ago?
Well, it was discussed.
Yeah,
right? Like
the plan, Cleveland to Columbus to Cincinnati. It was going to go 45 miles an hour.
That's so stupid.
45? What are you talking about?
Or you can jump on 71 and go 70, 80 miles an hour.
At
and get there
least.
in, half the time.
I don't
45 miles an hour. Jesus Christ.
What? Who came up with that plan? High-speed rail now. Can you imagine? Be the best.
Would be sweet.
They talked about that doing that what do they call the underground hyperloop to Chicago from Cleveland. That's never going to happen.
I mean,
it's
it would
just
be
somebody
awesome,
fucking
but it's
pranking everyone. But fucking troll, but it's a great idea. But
In this country, we're supposed to be so fantastic. I don't buy it, but why is there not a high-speed train from New York to L.A.? At the very least, just to get you there.
be amazing.
All right, well, we'll just settle for fucking getting a fucking Honda Civic and just driving across the country.
The Civic. I hate driving. I don't
Getting
ever want
your
to drive
fucking
again.
Spirit Airlines and just taking that little 6-hour plane ride or whatever, 5-hour plane ride all the way across. Woo! USA! USA!
Like when I was in London, the subway is so awesome. You just go everywhere. It's
amazing.
so easy. It's
amazing.
amazing.
Well, some cities, to be fair, some cities have the public
Sure.
transportation down. We do not here, but some cities do. But you can go anywhere you want to go.
I love it. I love trains. Okay, we can continue.
Imagine
now.
you get to go
Sorry
out
to
like
complain.
you don't ever have to worry about a DD. You just go wherever, get drunk, get back on the underground, and just go home.
Exactly. It's wonderful. You just drink all day long. You don't have to drive anywhere.
Yeah.
Dream come true. 24 hours, 24/7 drinking. Breakfast, drinking. Lunch,
What?
drinking.
In all fairness, over there, you have to drink during breakfast because why else would you enjoy baked beans on fucking bread, right? Like, come on.
Yeah, that wasn't that good.
It's not. It's not good at all.
Put away three ales with breakfast though, so it's like, oh, it's not bad.
No, that's all right.
They need to change their stance on weed. They don't even
Yeah.
have medical over there. They're real strict on
Yeah.
It's a drug over there.
Yeah, they need to do better with that one. We're kicking their ass on that front.
Come on, England. What are you doing? Everyone likes to smoke weed. Just understand that at this point. Everyone likes to smoke weed. Stop.
It's not
with the
hurting
nonsense.
anybody.
Yeah. Stop it.
So Phil went on to say that there are 7 benevolent alien species currently living on Earth and 4 evil species. Stealth technology came from aliens. The U.S. government has the ability to create special metal alloys, but they can only be created in space.
Duh. Of course.
Yeah, it's something about like the vacuum of space, stuff like that. The U.S. military has a device that can cause earthquakes. in 1989, the San Francisco earthquake, and the 1995 Kobe earthquake. Those were results of our military testing that weapon. He said that the bombings of the World Trade Center in 1993 and the Oklahoma City bombing of 95 were done with mini nuclear devices that were given to us by the aliens. It's kind of like a false flag kind of thing. He said AIDS was created by these aliens to control the population.
Oh, okay.
That argument is so silly. That's something you still see on the internet every once in a while. Someone will bring up that conspiracy theory. It's like, well, then why didn't the aliens just kill all the doctors that are making life livable for people with HIV and AIDS? Like, we've advanced a lot in that department, so it's not really working anymore.
It is not. A lot of people think that the government controls the weather too. A lot of wacky people out there.
Yeah, there's like little hints of truth there. Like there's like cloud seeding that does go on.
I don't think they're hitting the fault lines and causing earthquakes and hurricanes and just my opinion. I don't know for sure.
I bet we are interested in that. Somebody in a black budget program is probably real interested in how to figure that out.
Yeah.
I would assume.
Macy's is like, hey, we got a lot of parkas to sell. Can you make it colder a little earlier? We got to kind of push these parkas out of here. Let's make it cold in October. Real cold.
You think
real
that happens?
fucking cold.
Might happen.
No, I don't think any of that happens. But I'm just saying, like, I'm supposing over here.
Yeah. I used to call when I was in office. I used to call us flooding all the time. All the wet pussy.
All right, now we got a good guest in studio. Finally, Mr. President, welcome back.
I couldn't control the weather, but boy, those pussies got wet when I walked in the room.
See, he gets it. He gets it.
Wet pussy's my middle name. Right after
William Jefferson Wet Pussy Clinton.
That's right, Mike. Wet Willie. Slick Willie. Wet Pussy Willie.
All the above. It's great. Good stuff.
The last thing that Phil said in this lecture that he gave was that he said that he was under constant surveillance by the government, and he even claimed that he was attacked by an FBI agent at one point, and he killed that agent in self-defense.
Oh, well, yeah.
Wow.
Everyone does that.
Okay, that's a federal agent you just admitted to killing.
Well, when asked why, like, he's still walking around free, wasn't in prison or killed himself.
Valid question, sure.
Because if that would have happened, then the FBI would have to acknowledge all of the stuff that Phil has been talking about.
So, they kayfabed it.
Yeah.
They let that agent die for the cause.
To keep
To a
this under
civilian.
the
Secret, huh? All right. That's believable. Right, I'm still believing Phil at this point. I don't know why you're casting aspersions on him. He's very credible in my book.
At this time, Phil was pretty sick from cancer, for real. He had talked about it earlier on and stuff, and I think he was faking because he brought up that cobalt nuclear weapon. Like, that's where he got the cancer from a lot. But he did have real cancer at this point.
The government gave him cancer due to the nuclear weapons and such.
Yeah, the cobalt nuclear weapon.
The cobalt nuclear weapon.
I gave that bitch cancer. I said, Phil, take some cancer. My weather gun has a cancer selector. I said, send Phil cancer. Boom. You got cancer, bitch. Let me get back to the pussy.
Mr. President, you were too busy. You were up to your neck in women and pussy. You didn't have time for lowlifes like this to even focus on, right?
True,
this was beneath you.
That Phil really bothered me, so I gave him all the cancer I had left in my cancer gun. Fuck you, Phil. Cancer-ridden prick.
Mr. President, I don't like that one bit. But how was that Egg McMuffin this morning? Pretty good, right?
That was delicious.
Yeah, I agree.
Only thing more delicious be Phil dead.
Is it America's loss that we could have had Bill Clinton with all the fame, all the pomp, and all the circumstance in the White House as the first gentleman with no responsibility, and we did not allow ourselves that opportunity?
Opportunity lost, Mike. Opportunity lost.
Is that the biggest travesty in American history?
Let me tell you, my wife would have been busy all day long doing all kinds of
And he's
bullshit.
just
I would
like-
have been fucking.
Like, and I just see him like on a golf cart around like the White House grounds. Like, they see me rolling, they hating. Like, no responsibility. And this guy's just riding around, just loving life.
I'd have been the best first gentleman in history. First, and the best. First and best.
He just set the bar so fucking high, it had never been topped.
Never. I'd have fucked Melania on their way out the door.
Hillary would have been like, all right, listen to all you fucking interns. You don't wear blue dresses. No blue dresses, because Bill is loose, and I don't know what the fuck he's going to come on.
I'm loose, and I'm looking for your caboose.
Would have been a great thing. I feel like it was a missed opportunity.
Very much so, Mike.
Missed opportunity.
Very much so.
Right there.
I'm still crying to this day.
So Phil allegedly told people close to him that if he ever ended up dead, he was murdered, that he would never commit suicide. Sure enough, 4 months after this lecture, Phil was found dead in his
Come
apartment.
on.
Whoa,
What?
Whoa, man.
What?
Not see that coming.
A lot of this information we're going to get into about Phil's death comes from his ex-wife, Cynthia, and it's circulated by believers and all of this stuff. And then after this, we'll get into the truth about Phil's death and Phil himself.
Phil have a bunch of supporters. I can give them cancer if you want. Just give me their names and social security numbers. I'll send the cancer gun over there.
Mr. President, can you still do that?
Oh, I can do it, Mike.
Okay.
I can do it.
Okay.
My cancer gun still works fine.
According to Cynthia, and most of what you'll find online, is that Phil had piano wire around his neck, but his death was ruled a suicide. Phil had a gun nearby and enough pills because he had cancer and there was all this stuff going on that he could have overdosed on those pills. So everyone's like, well, why would he, strangle himself with piano wire? Blood and urine samples were taken but never tested. When Cynthia asked about those samples, she was told that they were missing. She said that when she went to go get his belongings, everything was gone, recordings of his lectures, pictures, because he claimed to have photographic evidence of the Dulce stuff. All that stuff was gone.
Yeah, I got it all.
Look at this photograph. What he had in his mind.
So we talked about it before. Phil suffered from multiple illnesses, from osteoporosis. He did really have cancer, and he had a lot of self-inflicted injuries.
So like what we're about to say is the only truthful things we might say tonight.
About Phil, yeah.
Yeah.
This is the truth about Phil. Everything else Phil has said is not real. According to Phil's Social Security disability income, he suffered from, quote, self-mutilating psychological disorder, mental instability, and delusive illness.
Can't be.
That's where the fingers, he cut off his own fingers, supposedly. An autopsy was done at the medical examiner's office in Portland, Oregon by Dr. Gunderson, and she determined that Phil had committed suicide, not with piano wire, but by wrapping a rubber catheter hose 3 times around his neck and tying it in a knot in the front. It's like we said, he was dying of cancer, so he was like, stuck in bed and had a catheter and everything.
Was it clean or had it been in his wiener?
It was probably in his wiener, I guess.
Dave asking the tough questions.
Speaking of that is the worst fucking pain ever.
Catheter?
Catheter,
I've never had
yes.
a catheter.
I've never had that.
When that car wreck that I was in when I was
yeah.
16, so I had a catheter because I was in the hospital forever and wheelchair, all that shit. When they moved me from the intensive care in Pittsburgh to the Children's Hospital, they had to remove my catheter for it. And the nurse was like, all right, we're going to count to 3. She did 1, 2 and pulled it out. I'm like, what the fuck? Where was 3? Why did you do that?
You ready to swing?
I've never felt like something like that before in my life.
I feel like your wiener's coming off.
Yeah, it's crazy. It hurt real bad.
Did you pee blood after that?
I don't know. I don't remember.
Well, at least that's good. You're fucking out of it after that, right?
Yeah.
Or you just don't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember what I was.
I just thought you might have been like drugged up after.
Oh no, I remember the ride. Yeah,
I give myself a catheter just for some fun all the time. You big pussy.
Mr. President.
Oh yeah, I remember that dude on our news stories that was using a toothbrush,
No, I don't remember that.
like in a sexual way.
I don't want to know this.
Kaleidoscope. Here we go. I'm going down.
Patreon.com/Necronomicon. All bonus content.
We talked about last week in part 2 how I got the theory from Gabe Valdez's son that Myrna Hansen was a disinformation agent. Remember, Gabe Valdez is the cop that kicked all this off with the cattle mutilations.
Yeah.
And his son investigated this. His son, put forth some solid evidence that his dad was targeted, not nowhere near as hard as Paul Bennewitz, but still targeted. His dad or his son talks about listening devices that they had found and things like that. So he said, quote, Cynthia Schneider Dreyer was the person who actually came up with the murder theory. Cynthia didn't get this idea from actual evidence, but from her mother, who had a psychic vision and concluded that Phil was murdered. Cynthia also claimed that her dad, Frank Martin, was killed in Albuquerque in 1952 as a part of another conspiracy involving the government. Her inconsistent story also claimed that Phil's hands were tied when he was found dead, and then later claimed that they were by his side. Her story has many inconsistencies, making Phil's involvement in Dulce extremely unlikely and not credible. Cynthia Dreyer quickly started requesting money in her correspondence with Gabe Valdez because she claimed Phil did not have life insurance. Cynthia's provided much of the rumors about Phil. There are claims that Phil was killed with piano wire, but the autopsy report clearly indicates that he died with surgical tubing around his neck. The piano wire theory was part of the psychic vision, not actual evidence. Take caution with any website or person claiming he was killed with piano wire, because he was not.
Look, garroting yourself to death with a piano wire seems very difficult, but so does wrapping a catheter around your neck, though, too. Doing it to yourself.
Yeah, I think Phil knew what he was leaving behind with this. I think he was dying from cancer. There was no way of coming back from it. So
make a thing of it.
And he will live on in infamy.
All right.
And he does we're fucking talking about him. I don't believe him, but we are talking about him. So
It's a good point. All right.
So that brings us to Thomas Costello, who gave an interview to this guy that goes by the name Branton. His real name is Alan B. de Walderton. He wrote a book called The Dulce Wars. Thomas Costello could be Branton, could be him making this stuff up for his book, could be Richard Doty. It could even be a woman named Cherry Hinkle that we have not had time to get into, but you can Google her if you want to. She just looks like this kindly old grandma, but she's all in on this Dulce stuff. She's just like this little B part to it, though. But
I popped her cherry and tickled her hinkle.
I personally think that Thomas Costello is Richard Doty furthering this.
Fucking Dick Doty back behind all this.
Whenever we get to a Project Serpo episode on that whole saga and story that he is 100% behind, but he denies it. We'll see. This sounds like some Richard Doty shit going on here.
Will we ever get to the bottom of Richard Doty once Richard Doty dies?
I don't know.
Will there be some...
I bet not.
Just be gone. Lost.
If there's been nothing at this point, I don't know. I think it's just going to kind of fade away. How do we know he's not dead?
He just did an interview not too long ago.
Is he
Bam,
he's
that's
still
how.
around? Okay.
He likes talking.
Well, not too long ago. What does that mean, though? Maybe a couple years ago. Could be dead. I don't know. Will you even know if he's dead?
No. I will not.
And there's
get
not going to
an
be a
alert.
CIA press release. Richard Doty died.
So we're going to open the vault and tell you all about what he did for his life's work.
Maybe Richard Doty owns Cool Down Media. I don't know.
No, he does not.
Nobody knows for sure who owns this.
Yeah, we know.
I don't. I'm not in on those meetings.
So assuming Thomas Costello is real, he was a Dulce base security officer that gave a deathbed confession because the world had to know exactly what was going on at the Dulce base. So he gave an interview to this Branton guy for his book. So it's a really long interview.
Is it a written interview? There's no video or anything of this, right?
No, there is no video of this.
That's weird.
What? Why would
What do
there
you
be
mean?
video? So just kind of go through like a bullet point of this interview and stuff that Thomas Costello, aka Richard Doty, was putting out there. He said that The Dulce base under the Archuleta Mesa actually started in 1937 by Army engineers, and it had been expanded over the years and it was finished in 1965 or 1966. And part of that was that when in the 60s, when we started blowing off the nukes underground, which was real life, we talked about the actual thing with that. That's how we were able to get those tunnels really going down there underground.
That was the initial blast to create the start of the tunnel.
Yeah, like we started making good progress in the 60s with the nukes underground.
All right.
Other parts, like the shuttle tunnels and stuff, were made using these really advanced tunneling machines that would leave the walls smooth, that looked like black polished glass. He says that those caverns, before we got down there and started, drilling them with this alien technology and stuff, that those were used by reptilians. That reptilians are actually native to Earth.
Oh.
Evolution from dinosaurs.
Oh.
That survived underground.
All right. Kind of like the Sleaze Tax in Land of the Lost. Remember them?
Yeah. That was a good movie, man. Good movie.
That's before your time. Never mind.
And that's
I
where
remember Land Before Time. You want to discuss Land Before Time?
Not really, no.
Okay. I'm here if you want. Just change your mind. 1 through 116, whatever, how many movies they made of those.
there are a lot of those.
There's so many.
And then this has nothing to do with Thomas Costello, but if you ask why, how did they survive to evolve from dinosaurs to these beings that can walk on 2 feet and want to rule the world? They went down into the earth because the earth is hollow.
Oh, of course it is.
Didn't we do a show on that?
Hollow Moon.
We have not done the earth being hollow yet.
Hollow Moon. Patreon, right?
Oh, yeah.
Patreon.com.
Hollow Moon.
Necronomipod.
We proved it beyond a reasonable doubt.
It's hollow.
Can't say it isn't, pretty much.
Can't refute it. It's either hollow
And
or it's made of cheese.
Because you can't refute it, it's true. I like the cheese theory better.
You like that
I
better?
want to go up there and just be like, you just like scoop it up and just start eating it. It's a Gouda. It's a Gouda.
So they view us as, he says, squatters on Earth. Like we're just inferior kind of thing.
Yeah, right, bud. I pay my taxes. Fuck you. You squat on this dick.
You're going to start an alien war, Mike. Calm down.
Well, I'm good friends with President Bill Clinton. He'll get me out of it.
I'm not sure if you know this, but I'm not in office anymore. I don't really have much power.
Mr. President, stop it. You have a lot more power than you let on. We all know.
I go walk around at farmers markets and buy cheese and fudge. It's about all I can do. I still fuck, of course.
Bill Clinton fucks. Bill Clinton for sure fucks. It's not Hillary, but he's fucking.
So there's like this whole class system he talks about with this stuff. The reptilians that are in charge, he calls them the Draco. In our long lost David Icke episode that's not there anymore.
What happened to that episode?
I don't know. I think it was pulled down.
Somebody
by
pulled
the
it.
government.
Somebody pulled it.
He talks about the Draco. There's like a whole, he goes off this whole class system of the reptilians. But there's grays down there too, working. They're just like they're the workers though.
Reptilians and grays.
No, the grays are. The reptilians are in charge of the grays.
So I picture it like Indiana Jones Temple of Doom, and like the grays are all the little kids, and the reptilians are like the big men who are like whipping them.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a complicated ecosystem down there.
And
humans are working too, because obviously Thomas Costello, he talks to these
the guard.
aliens.
Well, they got Indiana Jones at one point. They convinced him, right? They hypnotized him to be part of the bad guys.
I don't know. I've never seen an Indiana Jones movie, so I don't
You don't
know.
remember in Indiana Jones? It's with Short Round when he becomes bad. Like they get him and they feed him the drink, and then he's one of the bad guys, and he's locking up the lady. And Short Round comes and he smacks Short Round down.
Yeah, vaguely.
Yeah, I'm just saying they could get the humans. Is my point. Yeah, I rewatched it in anticipation of the new Indiana Jones that was coming out. I rewatched. I was like, oh, I'm gonna watch all these, and I still hadn't seen. What's the one with Shia LaBeouf? The fucking.
I've never watched that.
So I got to Raiders of the Lost Ark, Temples of Doom, and Lost Crusade. And I just didn't. I stopped.
Yeah.
I watched the good ones. I didn't watch Shia LaBeouf's, and I have not seen the new one yet.
I heard it's not real good.
I heard I forget what it's called. The fourth one was not good either.
Yeah.
Like it's not worth Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
Yeah.
Crystal Skull or whatever.
Right.
Yeah. I heard that was not good either. I didn't watch it. Anyways, you've not seen Indiana Jones?
Nah.
Wow. Do you ever watch a movie, pal? Jesus Christ. I'd be embarrassed if I were you. Raiders of the Lost Ark and Temple of Doom are fantastic. I would watch one of those two.
That's good advice.
As a kid, Indiana Jones was my favorite. I used to have a toy whip, and I would wear like my mom's purse as like his little satchel
That's
that
awesome.
he had. Yeah. I used to climb in and out of the back of my grandpa's pickup truck. Like I was just throwing my whip up there and climb up. That was my favorite shit, man. In between elbow dropping my mom off the top of the couch.
Sure, of course.
Obviously.
That takes precedence,
Yeah,
obviously.
you had to be a hero every now and then. I couldn't always
Right.
be the heel, a macho man. Fucking, ooh, yeah, fucking lay down for that 3 count. Dig it.
So the reptilians were at the top, Greys are
Sure, of
middle, humans are just kind of there, and everybody's way we're annoying. Sometimes we step out of line, one of us gets killed
It happens.
by a reptilian.
I'd like to see a reptilian try me one day. We'll see what happens. If I can put you in that Kurt Angle ankle lock submission, be tapping out.
Here's a good one for you, Mike. He said that every U.S. president from Grover Cleveland to now has visited one of these underground bases.
1884 to present day.
Yep.
This man is talking about.
Yep.
How about that?
If we're considering Grover Cleveland's first term, 1884, he lost in 88. He came back in 1892. I'm considering his first term if we're going to go back.
Sure.
1884. All right. You got my attention. I don't believe it for
Is there
one
any
second.
video of these interactions?
You got video of Grover Cleveland meeting with one of y'all? Doubtful.
Presumably, right? They're down there with this fucking all this technology down there. Back
Did
in
an
1800s.
alien kill John F. Kennedy?
Maybe.
Did you guys see this new stuff that came out about the Secret
answer.
Service agent who's writing a book?
I did.
Yeah.
Breaking his silence after all these years.
I'm going to have to get the book, but this is why we haven't done that story yet. There's a lot of information to come out. Maybe aliens are involved. Maybe Lee Harvey Oswald was an alien.
Can't prove he wasn't.
That's the logic behind all this
sure.
stuff. You can't tell me it isn't. So
That's right.
there was some interesting stuff about like Nazis in there that he kind of randomly brought up, like talking about them having advanced technology, which that's a maybe they didn't have a UFO, but I think that's plausible when we talked about paperclip and stuff. So maybe that's something like Doty dropping in here, like these little real things.
You weren't kidding where you said this UFO disinformation literally touches on every bit of theory that's out there nowadays.
For real, like when people ask me, they're like, "Oh, I want to start getting into UFOs. Where do I start?" I'm just going to direct people to this series. Like, listen to these 3 parts and then go out on your own. And
Good luck, because it's all fucking fake.
It's amazing just how low the burden of proof is for all this stuff. And a lot of it's accepted as, I don't know, more than UFO lore, kind of the basis for everyone's understanding of the history of UFOs in the 20th and 21st century, right? It forms the basis of our understanding of all of this.
yeah, it really does. And
Most of it's nonsense.
yeah, I mean, like this next part is ridiculous. There's, according to him, Thomas Costello, there's multiple levels to this base. This goes down far into, there's 7 levels. The 6th one is called the Nightmare Hall, where the worker class of reptilians, because there's lower reptilians too, of course, they're thrown down there to do daily chores. They're responsible for feeding all the human animal genetic experiments that are going on down there. Like half animal, half human things are going on down there, and they're responsible for feeding. It's described as like a zoo type situation.
What's the point of all this?
Well, I've been described as half human, half animal. Like,
Oh, is that right?
human Mike, donkey Dick. Like it's happened. I believe that.
I've never heard anyone
this one.
say
I
that.
believe. Well, it's out there.
There's a whole lot. I'll link back to the rest of this.
It's a lot of stuff.
If anybody wants to read the interview, check the show notes. I'll link to it. So yeah, that's
It's
UFO
it's amazing,
disinformation.
honestly. Like when you can trace a lot of these dotted lines back to a lot of the stories that you know.
It really kills the buzz that like
Yeah.
we've had on like UFOs and like believing in them, and like the recent congressional hearings, and that kind of turned out to be a little bit of a bust. And it's like, it's disheartening.
But do you ask yourself, is that the old guard doing that 30, 40, 50 years ago? And now with the Pentagon releasing a lot of this new stuff, is that the new guard who feels differently and feels like a lot of this stuff should be aired out in public? And maybe they don't exactly know what we're dealing with, but they're not trying to hide it as much.
I think that is the most realistic answer to all of this, is that we just don't know. So we're not going to acknowledge something that we don't know, especially back in those days, like Cold War days. We're not going to be like, oh yeah, the shit's invading our airspace, we can't control it.
Yeah.
You know
You're
what I
not
mean?
telling anybody that.
That makes sense.
Like, is it possible that all UFO lore is just because this one guy picked up radio transmissions of a classified nature from the Air Force base across the street from him?
It really is.
And they created this whole sort of universe of ideas to dissuade people from looking into that further. So it was all national security stuff.
So you could start with, like, just start from the beginning. Don't fuck around with the theories of like Eric von Daniken with the ancient aliens. That came out in 1968. So to go back to like a true starting point, it could be Antonio Villas-Boas, what would be him, and then Betty and Barney Hill. And then from there, you get like Albert Bender, Gray Barker. Those guys form their own, their UFO groups, real early on ones. And then it just goes.
It's just hard to think about how this potential disinformation stuff fits in to all that. You almost need, like when you watch like crime police movies and shows, and they have the big whiteboard with the criminal mastermind at the top and arrows and yarn stretched out to kind of illustrate the criminal enterprise. That's kind of what you need for this, to piece everything together. This is linked to this.
This room's not big enough to even do that. I don't think.
You need a visual representation of how all these things are linked together.
I came into doing this series, or Necronomopod. I didn't care about aliens. I didn't give a shit. I didn't think about UFOs. It was like, what? It doesn't affect my life, like whatever.
Yeah.
And doing the show, like I would grew to like, yeah, this is more real than like I ever really thought about or gave it credit to. And like for the last 4.5 years, I was like, I truly believe, like I don't believe in ghosts, but I truly believe there's aliens out there, which I think we all agree is true. And I think there's been a lot of contact with this planet that we just maybe, we've had hints of. And then this series comes out and it kind of throws a wrench into all of that.
That's
and
what
it's
it's supposed to do, right?
And it's like, you finally worked me into believing it. And then it's almost hard for me to just be like, okay, well now this is right. I'm going back to not believing. And I'm trying to rationalize like how this fits in, if it does.
But maybe the truth is even odder than all this, and this is just to distract you.
I mean, Doty he pulls into everything. One of the big things that he pushed to Linda Moulton Howe was that these aliens that created us, they're from the Zeta Reticuli star system. That's the star system that Betty Hill drew.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's like he did his homework and he really put it together.
I just hope
or he's told the truth. Like, is that part of the truth?
A little piece of the truth.
Yeah, are there really aliens there? Because she drew the star map.
Yeah.
My mind immediately wants to tell me that they sway us away from it. And it's probably even, there's probably a lot more encounters and intelligence and shrapnel pieces, body parts that the government has that they don't want us to know about. And like you said, Dave, it's a different kind of time, different generation. I don't know. That's where my mind goes to.
The Pentagon, we talked about it, I think in part 1 with that Arrow website that they just recently put up. I'm like, this looks like fucking disinformation. Like, I can't believe they're actually talking about this on a real, government sponsored website. Some of those videos, those are the most credible UFO videos I've ever seen.
Absolutely.
I don't know what I'm looking at in those, especially that daytime one over somewhere in the Middle East. It's not declassified where, but it's just a metal ball just zooming through the sky.
That's it.
Is it possible they just created those videos?
Sure, it's possible.
To deflect us from maybe something worse that they've detected.
Yeah, for sure. You can do anything with AI now. I think we talked about that last week. There's nothing good's coming from AI.
It's certainly not going to get easier to solve any of this.
I'm going to need War of the Worlds type shit. I need to see them come out of the sky.
You just might. You just might, pal.
Yeah, at this point, I would need to see something like in person.
Yeah, right.
Before I actually believe any of it. Yeah, like I have my ideas that I think could be more true than others, I guess. But I've also been reading this shit since I was in fucking grade school.
Sure.
And I still don't know what I'm, what's right, what's not, what's anything really. It's all confusing.
What we're left with is disinformation.
Thanks, Richard Doty.
Yeah, fuck you, dick.
Hopefully everybody liked it.
It's interesting.
Probably take a break on UFOs for a while after this one. Let this one sink in a bit. I think the next one we'll get to will be a good one. Good abduction one. There's that, I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head, but it was like a mass abduction. And Bill Clinton was at the hotel that night staying. Where this abduction took place.
Well, what's this now?
He was getting
I was getting my balls.
He was getting some seduction on while that abduction was going on.
I had one alien with her tongue up my bunghole, and another alien sucking on my balls.
See, he gets it.
I get it, Mike. I get plenty.
You're the best president ever, Mr. Clinton. You're the best.
Hands down, motherfucker.
You and me, anytime. Let's go out for Egg McMuffins and some blowjobs. Me and you, Mr. President.
I always liked you, Mike.
The one thing I do hope that's real is that there was an alien recovered from Roswell, and we named him Eben, and then he made like our Wi-Fi and all the shit that we have. I like that timeline.
Well, if he actually did do that, he should be on Mount Rushmore, right?
Eben?
Yeah.
We'll throw him up
the
there.
presidents and fucking Eben up there.
We wouldn't have DoorDash if it wasn't for Eben.
Oh, man. Now we're talking hero. Hero. I might make some drunken mistakes in DoorDash tonight at this point. I skipped dinner before this one.
Off air, you were talking about that new pizza at Taco Bell.
The jalapeno Mexican pizza.
I kind of want that.
We've been shitting on the Mexican pizza. I think we've done that on the air. Has that not been on air?
I think so.
Sure it has.
But I discovered if you order it with extra beef, it's fucking fantastic. And now Taco Bell has a new like spicier jalapeno one where they put on like a spicy cheese and then load it with jalapenos. Me gusta. 100% go home and get that one tonight. Let me know. Or whenever you try it, let me know.
I might have to do that tonight.
They're building one at the corner here, so Ian's going to have
Is that official?
I think it is. Ian's going to have to drive by on his way home from here, so.
Well, it's going to be...
That's just done. Like, I'm about to gain
Well, it's going to be
20
even
pounds.
better, though, when we pay him extra to drive there to bring us back food and then go home. We'll throw him a little extra couple bucks.
Yeah, that's not good.
Dude, that's going to be awesome.
They're breaking ground right now.
Is that it's official? I guess I haven't paid attention, but
There's a sign up there.
don't get me excited for fucking something that's not going to come through.
There's a sign up there that references a Mexican place. It's very vague, but I think it is.
Yeah, I got a boner.
We'll be there for the ribbon cutting.
Fuck yeah, we will. Can Necronauta get a slice of ownership in that little franchise? I want that. Cool Down Media, part owner of this Taco Bell establishment.
We just pop in whenever we want.
Fuck yeah. We're moguls. Stop it. We did not take a loan out from the bank. We can afford it ourselves.
Hello, Mike. I heard you're trying to buy a Taco Bell. If you double fist me, I'll be sure to get you that loan approved.
Well, that'll be great too, because that McDonald's is shit with their hours.
Yeah.
Which is where they're building across the street, which is on Ian's way home.
I remember a couple months ago, I think it was somewhere in Kentucky. McDonald's got in trouble down there for like employing 12-year-old kids and shit.
Oh, good Lord.
Sometimes with that McDonald's on my way home, I feel like they might be doing the same thing sometimes because there are some very young employees at that place.
I've never noticed that. I've never been there that late though at night.
As long as just stay open late.
No, it was
I don't care.
it was during the day when I saw it. But there was one time, over the summertime, there was a kid. I'm like, you look like you were not old enough to be working here.
How old are you?
And then I saw in the news that one of them in Kentucky got busted for. I'm like, oh, maybe that kid was like 12 years old.
Goddamn.
How old do you have to be to work at a McDonald's?
Or in general in Ohio.
I think it's 16, right? Or 15?
I have no idea.
But isn't it 14, 15 with like very specific hours at certain places?
I worked since I was
don't know.
12 years old.
Did you?
I had a paper out when I was 12. Of course.
2000.
Fucking lazy.
It's my first.
Get out there, you fucking lazy 12-year-old.
You could do paper routes real early, but at the same time, like I wasn't getting up fucking early enough to do that.
7 days a week,
Yeah,
bitch.
that's insane. Like
it's still fucking work ethic.
It's still dark out. You're fucking delivering papers. Hell no.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I was too busy at 12
I got
years
paid.
I didn't start working until I was like 15 or 16 at a convenience store.
Yeah, my first job was at McDonald's. I worked there for one day and I fucking quit. And then I went to work at a grocery store.
Is it really your first job if you worked there for one day?
I mean, technically I was hired.
Technically, he was there. Why'd you quit? You didn't use.
No, it's terrible.
Really?
Yeah, I was just like, fuck this. I'm not doing this.
Did you grab a sandwich to go?
I don't think so.
I would have grabbed a sandwich to go at
I
least.
grabbed 5 Big Macs.
Right.
I never worked at a place like that.
It was not good.
I have never
not
worked
for
in
me.
the service industry.
No.
I was always convenience stores. I worked the register like at like a convenient store at a gas station, and then just moving up like that. Like I've never worked like food or anything
me
like
neither.
that.
I see people like working in kitchens and stuff. That stresses me out just watching them prepare food. Like, I couldn't handle that.
Like I've dealt with people. Like I've done cash registers, like that stuff, but never like food type stuff.
Yeah. Like the first person that lipped off to me at a McDonald's, I would have punched him in the fucking face.
Yeah, you're buying an 89-cent cheeseburger. Like, shut the fuck up.
What'd you fucking say to me? Boom.
I remember when I used to work, it was a gas station / convenience store, and people used to come in and like bitch to me, not at me, but like to me about the gas prices. And I'm like, I'm a fucking broke college student. Do you think I'm setting the prices? Like I'm out there like, oh, I'm going to jack this shit up. Like,
Do you think I have a seat in OPEC, you dumb fucking hillbilly? Get the fuck out of here.
Take your fucking Polar Pop and your 99-cent hot dog. Get the fuck out of here. Because at midnight, I'm getting off and I'm going to get fucking drunk. Because that's all how I get through life. That's all I'm trying to do. I'm going to steal this case of Budweiser that I put in a fucking gimmick box and took out to the dumpster to throw away. And I'm going to take that home. And that's what I'm drinking with my buddies tonight. Fuck you for your $3 a gallon gas. Is what it was back then. It was 20 years ago.
But then you went home and called the Saudi sheiks and negotiated the price of a barrel of oil for the coming 3 months, right?
They used to cut me breaks on my Budweiser, right? Like, it was great. It was fantastic.
Hello, Sheik. It's Mike in Cleveland, Ohio. Yeah, we're going to have to pump up the price of oil
The
futures.
worst.
It's not really working out here. These guys are complaining too much.
Here's the worst part about that gig. It wasn't even the digital pricing. It was the fucking old school plates. I used to have to go out there with a big stick with a suction cup at the end. And like, so say it was going from like $3.29 to $3.39. So I'd have to hit that 2 with the suction cup.
Right.
Pull this thing off. It was a heavy piece of plastic. If it slipped and hit your face, it'd slice you open. Take that down, grab the 3,
Sure.
fucking put that up on the gimmick sign, and now it's $3.39. I'm raising prices, putting my life in jeopardy, looking like a fucking schmuck with this big ass stick, and people yell at me. Yeah, I'm stealing some beer, and I'm going to get fucking drunk tonight, and I'm going to go play some video games with my friends. Leave me alone.
Hello, Mike. I hear you're good with suction cups. Stop by the bank. I'll give you a raise.
It's that old school style of changing the price.
It's horrible.
This was in like 2005, 2006. You'd have thought we'd have been better advanced by then. We had
Paranet in 1987.
Yeah.
You're changing gas prices manually 20 years
with
later?
a 90-foot
Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
I'm getting hot over this convenience store.
It was humiliating. Fucking sitting out there trying to get this thing off with a suction cup and bringing it down. No, it was terrible.
Fucking nerve of people.
And then they yell at me. All right.
They're $6 an hour or whatever.
Yeah,
you were making.
Probably. That'd have been nice if it was $6 an hour. I got free Polar Pops. That was the best part of the deal. Anyways. All right. Well, I digress. It took a turn. Anything else, Ian? Anything else from your end on these UFOs?
No, I'm good on it.
It's good stuff.
It was fun to do. It was fun to lay it all out. And,
It is. You'd love to see the backstory on how some of these things,
yeah,
the origin story on how things came about.
like you said, you just got to kind of pick and choose what you think is most believable and what seems to trace back, like something that you hear more than once, like the Zeta Reticuli thing that pops up every once in a while.
Yeah.
Who knows?
It's tough to pick through everything.
It all starts with World War II, though. That seems to be something kicked off during that time frame.
Fucking Nazis, man.
Yeah. One day we'll do that series.
Nazis in the occult.
Yeah.
We've been talking about that from the beginning.
I heard that on the trailer for the show, I think.
It is literally all that's left.
Really is.
All right, Dave, what do you got from Patreon?
Thank you to new patrons Stina Thielen, Guillermo Sena, Jesu 1013, Alan Gabrenya, Aubrey McAvoy Couthen, Josiah Costa, KS Tinman 77, Megan Berry, Betty Hill's Crack Dealer.
Oh, I like to interview him.
Want to get him on the show?
Or
SS. Hopefully not Nazi SS.
yeah, I don't think you're welcome here.
No. That has to stand for something else.
Susan Sarandon, hopefully.
Yeah.
I think it's Susan
There you
Sarandon.
go. Speaking of big cans.
Her giant breasts.
Mag Nielsen, Nicole Giordano, C. Badyek, Latoya R., Stephanie Sensabaugh, Colt, Sally, Julie Loves Dave. A smart girl, that Julie.
Enter in that triple threat or quadruple cage
Nice.
match or whatever is going on.
Starting to turn into a battle royal.
It is. at this
Not
point.
quite
It's
a
gonna be
Royal Rumble.
There'll be a Royal Rumble soon.
Declan's third cousin was probably his sister, too. Destiny, right? Same thing.
That's all aim point.
They all fuck each other.
They don't. It's disgusting.
Alec Baldwin is a beta cuck. Okay. I didn't know that, but sure.
I have not fucked his wife, so I'm
Okay.
not the bull in that one. Wonder who that is. I'll have to reach out to my community,
Yeah.
my bull community.
Check in with your network and see
I'll look into it.
see who's hammering Alec Baldwin's wife.
I'm not saying I haven't banged some celebrities' wives, but I'm just saying I have not banged his.
Jess, Georgia Gandy, Amara Cecchio, My Pecker Hurts. Get some cream for that.
Yeah.
Jolene Mercado, Old Toby, Tanis Reed, Ms. Spicy Centaur Burger, Liz Slack, Metal Savage, Honey Nut Hensley. That's a good one. Honey Nut Hensley gets all the pussy, right? Gots to with a name like Honey Nut Hensley.
Sounds like it.
He like works at the ice cream store, the Honey Hut. I got some soft serve after work if you're interested. Andy Hansen, Johnny Espinoza, Kyle, the last cumbender, spewing in Dave's face. No, Kyle, I don't think so, pal.
It's disrespectful.
And Alexander Heilborn. Thank you so much, new patrons.
All right. Ian, what do you have?
For iTunes, I only have one for Kitty B 2792. Thank you for the awesome review.
Dave, anything else on your end?
I have a shout out to one of our original patrons from way back in the day, Chancereth. Sent us a cool shirt from his band, vinyl, couple CDs. So you guys want to check him out. She Rides Party Machine on Instagram. Cool stuff.
Mm-hmm. It's like reminds me a lot of like Every Time I Die, He Is Legend. That kind of.
I would go see these guys.
Yeah,
real
for
good.
sure.
I think Chancereth plays bass. So shout out to Chancereth.
Yeah.
Thanks for your support all these years.
Thanks, man.
My man.
Yeah, he's like
Like
third, right?
Yeah, like the third ever patron. Still hanging in there.
Yeah, very cool, dude. He sent me his stuff back, like way back, to check out and listen to. It's good.
Yeah, real good.
Every Time I Die is one of mine. They're like my top 5 favorite bands.
It's a good band.
Yeah.
She Rides Party Machine. Check them out.
Good stuff. We are on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube at Necronomipod, patreon.com/Necronomipod, amazon.com. Search Necronomipod for all of our merch, and necronomipod.com.
All right, you guys ready for a cool down beer?
Cheers.